Welcome to this video. If you are a new viewer, my name is Brando from Brandlix Media. In today's video, I'm going to break down a company doing over $10 million every single month. Now, the company that I'm going to talk about is not the company that I'm showing you over here in my live dashboard. This is just mostly for the new viewers so that you understand that I am qualified to speak about these things. This is just one of my clients, doing over $1 million in the last 30 days, as you can see. Let me just refresh so you know this is real. And the reason I'm showing you this is because most of the people in my channel are new viewers, and so I feel obligated to show you that what types of caliber of clients we're used to working with, so you know that I'm qualified to speak about the rest. Now that we got this out of the way, let's actually discuss what are the things that I'm going to talk about in this video regarding this $10 million per month company. And let's first identify, why do I want to even break down a $10 million per month company? Well, the reason is, if we are able to study and dissect exactly why they are able to scale to those heights, what strategies they're using, what landing pages they're using, what offers they're using, what are they even doing on a creative perspective, then we're able to just grab bits and pieces, put them together, and then repurpose them for the clients that we work with, right? We work with multiple clients. We've worked with over 100 clients in the last 6 to 7 years. And this has always been the most, old school approach that just works. Copy the frameworks that work, implement them in existing businesses, right? We don't have to reinvent the wheel. So what I'm going to talk about in this video are three main things. I'm going to break down the entire funnel of this company, and I'm going to talk about what the company is in just a second, like what's the domain, what's the name of the company, etc. And then I'm going to talk about landing page offers. What landing pages are they running? Are they running a specific offers to first-time buyers? Let's break down that as well. And then most importantly, the creative scaling process, which is, I think, one of the most important and crucial things that you need to optimize to scale to that next level. And I'll show you how many ads they have. I think they have over 1,000 active ads, which is millions of dollars per month in ad spend. So I'm excited about all three, but if I have to give you my personal favorite, is the creative scaling process. I have a lot to speak about, so make sure to stick until the end, because that's going to be covered in the end. Great. So the company that I'm going to talk about today is called Pet Lab Co. I'm not sure if you know this company or not, but it's definitely a big, $1 million, a nine-figure company. So they're doing around $10 million per month. Last time I checked, how do I know that number? Well, I can reverse engineer pretty much how much they're spending over here. I mean, they have 940 active ads at the moment, which is a lot. And I also did a Google search to identify their revenue, right? And so I like to always use this tool called Advertorial. And once again, as I told you before in the intro of the video, one differentiating factor for us as soon as we implemented this strategy and approach is to just go ahead and study companies that know what they're doing in terms of like strategies or proven concepts, so that we can repurpose them for us. And so I like to use this tool called Advertorial. I always talk about this tool, and I filter by longest running ads, so I know what actually works and what has been able to stay active and still maintain profitability. As you can see, there's some ads in 2023, 2024, and then of course, not every ad is gonna last for like 6 months to a year, right? That's why the creative scaling process, the step 3 that I just that I spoke about just earlier, is going to be one of the most crucial processes to scale. Okay, let's take a look at the overview over here just to have some information of the company. It seems like they're running 99.2% of their entire ads library is literally videos. They're not doing any image ads. So if I were kind of like working with them directly, I would actually push them to do more image ads, because a lot of the times they're really just untapped. They just have 8 ads. That's 0.8% of the entire ad library are image ads that are not doing any carousel. Anyways, it's working for them, obviously. So, and then I also like to filter by, as you can see, 7,000 ads. They're not all active ads, but it's more like 940. So this is the number of ads that they're running. Now let's talk about our first thing. Let's fulfill our first promise over here, the full funnel. I think it's important, before dissecting into other strategies, to understand what funnel they're doing, because many times if we don't understand the funnel that people are going through, then we maybe don't understand the front end strategy, right? Which is really, really important. So we'll understand the full funnel first, and then we can dive deeper into other aspects. I'm going to pretty much do these two things together at the same time, because as I go through the funnel, I'm also going to go through the landing pages and offers. Okay, let's go through it. Now, going back over here, they're running ads, mostly meta ads. Let's take a look at actually how many meta ads they're running and if they're doing a lot of ads over here, of course. Let's filter by active ads over here, which you can do also in the ads library. Really, really important filter. They're running 500, so they're probably also running other ads in other areas, but 500 ads, and based on my experience, is like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not maybe $1 million a month in ad spend, just purely in ad spend, not in revenue, right? And so that's a very, very big component. So they're going and bringing traffic from here, and as I can, nope, I'm not interested. And as you can see over here, this filter that tells us the landing pages that they're using is where I went, right? So you can take a look at the best hooks, the best ad copies, the headlines, personas, angles. Really useful tool. But I looked at landing pages specifically for this video because I wanted to know where they're redirecting their funnel or their traffic, so that we can take a look at the funnel. So most of their ads, as you can see, 129 ads, 124, 84 are these like quizzes. There's like 2 quizzes that are like very similar, and then there's a probiotic chew, like, which is a direct landing page. So let's take a look at what they're doing. So this is where the one page that they're redirecting traffic to. So let me just really zoom out over here. So this is like a landing page that is specifically for selling their best selling product, and this 40% is of course for like first time buyers, and you know, they're doing a very good job at displaying their images and their you know, USPs. They have reviews, they have very professional sections, good images. Like, all of this is like super important for conversions, and you can take a look at this landing page yourself and take a better look. And then they have like an offer, a tiered offer, which I think is really important, specifically for like subscription businesses, supplements. Having a tiered offer where they buy 1, they maybe don't get a discount. They buy 2, they get freebies and a discount, and they buy 3, you get the point. Even better of an offer. So we're in a position here that, assuming we have a good product, if we are able to combine that product and actually sell a full-on solution, as you can see here, they're selling a full-on kit and solution, then people are gonna increase their conversion. So this is the first takeaway that I would say is really important. And then of course they have a toggle for, you know, subscription or non-subscription. And then of course, if you put the toggle on, it's even more incentivizing. There wouldn't even be a discount if they just decide to buy 1, okay, because it doesn't make sense for them, okay. And then from what I know, like 50% or more of their customers actually stay on the subscription, which is of course one of the most important aspects that allowed them to scale to over $100 million a year in revenue. A lot of that proportion is a subscription revenue. And then of course they have, like, I really like how it's portrayed here. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Like, you can choose the sizes, and then you can choose the subscribe or not, and then you see what they get, and then you can add to cart. This is one of their most popular funnels, but this is their most popular by far, which is this one. But where is it? It's not this one, it's the quiz, okay? So this is like a cool quiz. Typically when we see quizzes, it's more like click like next step, and then it brings you like on another page. How they did it over here is that they're kind of doing like an advertorial / quiz, which I've never really seen before. So what they're doing here is like, if your dog's breath makes you makes your eyes water, try this for 30 seconds daily and start enjoying loving kisses and licks again. No toothbrush needed. This is a really good headline. Why is it a good headline? First of all, there's 30 seconds daily. Takes no time. If your dog's breath makes your eyes water, it's funny. It's a good hook. And then there's no toothbrush needed. This is a huge deal for dog owners. You know how hard it is to, I've had 7 dogs in my entire life. It's so hard to brush teeth for your dog. Like, it's really hard. Some dogs, like, there's no chance. Some others, it's a bit better, but most people don't really, like, it's a really big pain point. And so what they're doing is that they're combining an advertorial approach. What's an advertorial? It's like an article where they're sharing information. They're sharing maybe statistical evidence, scientific evidence, unbiased evidence. And in this case, they're kind of like, they start with this headline. And so what happens here is that if you do skip, it brings you to the next section, or actually it brings you to the actual quiz. But what you can do here is that you can find out more and just clicks on, it's like a quiz. It brings you to that next level. You can move on. It gives you more. It's basically leading with information before you get to the quiz. So as when they get to the quiz, they're like really honed down and they know exactly what the pain points are, what the problems are with the, with the, how do I say it? Like the most common problems are, if they're maybe facing them, then they have us versus them. And so basically if they do continue, it's really, really good. I really like this actually. I've never implemented this for my own clients, but now that I'm seeing this, it's definitely something to test. So once again, advertorial structure with a quiz format. And then when they click on continue and they're in the last section, or they maybe click on skip, they get redirected here, which is where they start their quiz. So is your dog showing signs of dental hygiene issues? Yes. Let's see what happens next. Okay, interesting. So the quiz that they say is more of like this sequence. This is the entire quiz. And then what happens if they say no? Let's see what happens. It's the same thing. So it brings them to the same exact landing page from what I understand. But it seems like it's working for them because it seems a more personalized and info-driven, and when I say info, I mean information-based driven sales approach. So I really like what they're doing. Now let's talk about the landing page and the offer. I think they're being very, very strategic here, and they're doing a very, very good job at the top of the fold. Okay, and then of course, just so you understand how this landing page is structured, there's basically top of the fold, which is by far one of the most important sections, and I'll explain why in just a second. They have some as seen in, sponsored, whatever. And then they have some features, benefits. They have a bunch of reviews, and then they basically have more info driven. Once again, they're sharing information about the product, the pain points, etc. And then they have a big FAQ section, which I am a real big fan of. Many companies maybe have like 3, 4, 5 questions. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have 12 FAQ sections. And it's probably needed for them because, with consumables or things that you maybe use on your body or on your dog's body or teeth or whatever, it's high skeptical product, okay? And there's a lot of competition and people get scammed. And so it's a very good idea to actually have this section over here. If there's one thing I would add more is under the section, I would add a call to action, or maybe a sticky add to cart is a great idea. Now let's talk about the top of the fold. The top of the fold is really, really important. And I love what they're doing here. Is that they're essentially putting a landing page on the carousel, the content carousel. Really, really important feature. So they're able to go through the entire landing page, essentially, know all of the features, the reviews, the features and the benefits, the ingredients, the guidelines, just by scrolling over here. And as you can see, the graphics are really, really high quality. And just by scrolling within 30 seconds, you know exactly what the product is, what it helps with, statistics, 84% of subscribers are seeing results in 3 months, whatever, stuff like that. And so really, really valuable. The other thing that I really like about this company is how they structure the top of the fold here. This is really, really good. They have proof, they have a good headline, media award winning, pro, bright, advanced. They have a bunch of reviews, which are not fake, by the way. If I click over here, it brings me to Trustpilot. Amazing. They have 10,000 reviews at 4.3 stars. Very good. They have a clinical study. Very, very good. And here what I like about this section is that instead of going through this entire page, I'm able to get all this information, the most important information here. Reviews. I got them over here. Another review so that I can read it, right? And this is by a certified veterinarian, dentist, and consultant to PetLab.co. Then the key ingredients. This is like an us versus them. To answer objections and to give more information. Free guide, right? If my dog is XYZ, then this is the daily usage that you need, which is exactly right under here. Super, super good. And then there's just like some product benefits, features and benefits. Now, this section, once again, is similar to what I showed you in the other section, but you're able to do the dog size. As you can see, what I also like is that these images change and you can easily understand how big the bottle is, also in proportion. And you can also see, like, whenever we visually see what we get, it's better, it triggers us, right? And then, as you can see here, the daily, I like that they're doing cost per day. This is really a really good marketing play, because if you break it down, like, would you spend $1.30 to actually improve your dog's health? The answer is yes, per day, 100%. Like, it's such a good price. And then, of course, if they take off the save more with subscription option, it goes up to $2. So they immediately see that, okay, we're basically saving 20%, 36%, and 4%. I really like what they're doing. Then add extras to your subscription. This is where they're being very strategic and 50% off. Add extra to your subscription. I really like this. And then they say cancel with ease. Really like what they're doing here. You can easily add the cart. Let's see what the cart looks like. It brings me to actually the checkout directly. Billing address. Let's see what it says here. Standard, free shipping, or I guess you can continue to payment. So this is it's probably on Shopify, but it's just a custom checkout. It's like an add to cart, but / checkout process. Really, really interesting. And I really like what they're doing here because they're really presenting this in a good, user-friendly, easy to read way. So they're getting free gifts, they're getting these at a discount, and they're also upselling. Like you can literally click on here and it upsells. Let's see what happens. It literally upsells them the product. Very, very good sales process. Let's see what happens over here if I click continue to payment. Or I guess I'm not gonna do it, but it's probably a standard checkout. What I also think is happening here, really, really confident about this, is that they're probably implementing a process where they have upsells and downsells as they go through the entire journey. So pre-purchase upsells on the cart. After I buy, I'm gonna probably see probably 2 to 3 upsells. It's either gonna be a buy more of this, or also another option is a complementary product based on what they just bought before. And this is what we're doing with our clients that typically adds between 7, 10, 12% of revenue just by having very strategic upsells and downsells throughout the entire sales process. Really, really important component. Okay, now let's finish talking about very quickly before we get into the creatives. I think we actually discussed most things. I like how they're doing their sections over here. They're adding social proof. They're saying that they have multiple reviews on multiple sources, which is a really, really good one, because many times you read reviews on the site and people are like, are these reviews actually real? They're adding multiple sources, okay? I really like this a lot. And reviews, I really like this type of review. I highly recommend this. We're using this also for our clients, that it gives a bit of story and context to each review so that there's a higher level of resonation. Meaning that if I have this breed or this weight, like my dog has the breed and the same weight, I'm like, okay, I have the same dog, the same weight, and this was how long it took them to get the first results or something like that. How long has your pup been using, or how long they've been using it for? 3 to 6 months. I really, really like this. And then of course there's a UGC component, an indirect UGC component, where they see pups over here, which is of course really, really important. And then they have, of course, I'm not going to go through these things, testimonials, FAQs, scientific or ingredients, etc., etc., etc. Okay, now this is, let's move on into creatives. I want to really discuss one really, really important aspect of their success, which is their creatives. As you can tell over here, they're running 940 active ads, as I told you 1,000 times already, and 92% or something like that are coming from video ads. How do you have 940 active ads that are videos? Like, how do you pump in? There was a statistic here. Let's see what it says very quickly. They have in the last 991 ads were live in the last 30 days, including 946 new ads. How are you able to do that? Which is 123% more compared to last month. How are you able to do that? Like, you have to be crazy. You have to be some sort of crazy, have some sort of crazy infrastructure, right? You kind of do. I'll bring you through this exact same process. Just bear with me. I'm gonna break down another couple different things. I'm gonna show you this later. I'm gonna break down exactly what they're doing over here by breaking down their entire creative process. Okay, before we get into this creative process though, I want to break down, let me just show you this diagram very quickly. I have several things to speak about. I'm going to break down how they are most likely structuring their ad account, just based on my own experience, knowing what it looks like and feels like to grow companies to 8 figures. you need to really simplify the heck out of your ad account. So all of this presentation that I'm going to present is mostly based on my own personal achievement and like how we've grown companies to like multiple 7 and 8 figures and what really works well for us. But it's also based on a lot of time that I've spent doing research, studying these other companies. So it's kind of like I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. This is what most likely what they're doing, but what we're 100% definitely doing to also achieve results like, or get clients to the results that I showed you before, $1 million plus per month. Okay, now what I'm going to start with is, before we get into the creative process, which is the most interesting thing, and I break down exactly the ad account structure in a very simple manner, so that you understand how you should structure your ad account if you're looking to really scale aggressively with creatives. Okay. Great. So the way that they're also scaling their ad account is through marketing angles. Okay, they have multiple angles that they're addressing in the market or to the market, and based on that, they're essentially scaling horizontally with marketing angles. And this is the structure that we use typically. Like a marketing angle is like most likely typically an ad set for us. That's at least how we do it. And then we like to do broad campaigns, especially if the ad account is like pretty well seasoned. I did know one thing in my experience, that if the account is like completely new, so if you're maybe looking to either you have a new company or you're looking to start a new ad account, many times interest stacks tend to give you cheaper results, better CPMs, and better overall like results in the first maybe couple of weeks or month. Then as you start spending more, the ad account gets more data and you can start expanding into broad, and broad is the ultimate goal for us because we don't really want to start thinking about interest. We want to put all of our energies into the creative foundations, the creative concepts, images, videos, before and afters, all those things, along with connecting that creative concept with the right marketing angle so that we can ultimately scale. And so we leave it broad also because we want to have Facebook, essentially Meta, try to pinpoint and understand what the best demographics are, right? We don't want to tell Facebook. So with that being said, this is how we're doing it, at least for us, and what's really working well for us after studying all these companies, including Petco. Okay. And what we like to do is, like, whether it's CBO or ABO, doesn't really matter for us. Like, we mostly do CPOs, if I have to be honest, but whether you're using that strategy or the other one, the CBO or the ABO, it doesn't matter. We want to do ad sets for each angle. And this is how we distribute our time. We go ahead and study companies that are killing it like them. We try to understand their angles, what hooks are working, what angles are working, what personas they're essentially going after. And I'm not going to talk about all these things right now, but you can actually go and get into Atria and study all of this information yourself. And just sign up for Atria if you want. Okay, whoops, I'm dying. Hopefully I can make it until the end. But essentially, what they're doing and what we're doing as well is that we try to spend 80% of our time towards the things that we already know that work. And so we have a testing tracker sheet where we essentially identify what are the trends that work in the market or are working for our ad account. And then we put 80% of our resources and energies into the winning angles and the winning creative concepts that give us the best results. And then 20% of our energies goes towards things that we never tested before, or is maybe something new, like a new creative concept or a new marketing angle, right? But that's 20% of our resources. 80% is on what actually works and scales. And so by applying this rule, what Petco is doing, what other multi-8 and 9-figure companies are doing, specifically in any marketing realm, whether that's e-commerce or marketing in retail, it doesn't really matter. They're using the same exact strategy. So they're addressing the market with multiple marketing angles. And so why is this powerful? First of all, there's more revenue because you can sell this same exact remote control in different ways. It's small and sleek. It's not heavy. It has the best technological advancements. It's wireless. It has a mouse, those TVs that have the mouses, whatever. It's like, you can sell this in many different ways. And you have to be creative. And also, quoting Alex Ramosi, I'm never going to forget when he says, a company that sells one product in like 100 different ways is always going to beat a company that sells one product in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways, right? So if you can find multiple different layers of differentiating and repackaging the way that you present your offer with different angles and touching base on or promoting to different personas, you are always going to win. okay? You're always going to win. And so would you rather have a company that has, 6 different marketing angles and a fairly, healthy distribution of revenue across angle 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or maybe just a company that has just one angle and 100% of their income is based on that product angle persona, right? It's too risky. So we have to distribute our risk, and this is what they're doing. With this being said, now that you understand how exactly companies are scaling, let's get into the creative process, how they're able to get or launch 900 ads in a single month. Like, how is that actually possible? What I'm going to do is break down this entire creative process step by step so that you know exactly what's actually happening here and what it takes to get results like these, okay? Now, let's start over here. And I'm also going to go ahead and analyze the ads. Let's actually do that before anything, and then we can dive deeper into this. So let's take a look at their creatives. Let's take a look at what they're doing. A lot of B-rolls, emotional music.
We bought this peculiar dental powder for our fur baby's yellow teeth. What happened in 30 days blew our minds.
I've tried everything, but he will not let me brush his teeth. So that's when I knew it's time to think outside of the box. And of course, that is what...
Combination of real UGC creator with B-roll. I like this. Let's take a look at one more.
The 3 mistakes dog owners make. Number 1, ignoring tartar buildup on teeth. Number 2, ignoring smelly breath. And number 3, not having a dental hygiene routine. So what can you do to help? This powder has a very unique...
They're doing B-rolls, combination of B-rolls, combination of like things that they probably scraped online, or they just add to this VSL. It's like a mini VSL, and then they're doing voiceovers. So this is how they're scaling, guys. This is guys and gals. This is like the framework that is allowing them to scale and essentially get 10, 20 extra creatives from the existing content they have. They don't do UGC, they don't like partner with UGC creators every single day. Like, it's not how it works. They essentially repackage and repurpose everything, and they're using AI tools to do it as well. I can bring you through some tools that really work well for us, and they're just repackaging everything and launching new hooks, testing new scripts with AI, and repackaging the B-rolls so that it's new videos and the B-roll and the scenes make sense and are coherent with the script and the hook, right? So this is what they're doing. And let's go back to the diagram. So the first step starts with market research. If we are not able to identify what marketing angles resonate, what creative concepts resonate, we don't know what creatives to launch, right? We have to be very strategic in understanding that. And so one thing that we do over here for all of our clients is that we actually have a sheet called Demo Command Center, which you know, as you can see, there's other people already online trying to get it. It's a sheet that it's the same exact tracking sheet that has creative concepts, our creative tracking sheet, ad copies, visuals, a UGC many other sheet, as you can see. Just get it because this is the same exact sheet that we use to scale our own clients to 7 and 8 figures. It has everything. I really highly recommend it. So what I was telling you before getting into the creatives, you need to understand and identify what works. So the first thing that we do is that we do a really in-depth marketing angle research. Where we put all of the angles that work well over here, and then all the creative concepts that we want to test. As you can see, we're doing like 41 for this client. And so, of course, we have inspirational links as well so that we never forget how an ASMR video looks like, especially from my team. And so how do we come up with this information? Well, we go back to these tools and we study what angles work, what personas they're selling to, USPs, desires, emotions, themes, ad copies. We study all of this. We've transformed this tool into our market research, and then we start identifying what creatives we should focus on. So that's step number 1, okay? Step number 2 is that, and you know, this is something that really helps us, is that we leverage AI tools to study reviews. So if you don't have many reviews because maybe you're a startup, you can go on your best direct competitor, scrape their Amazon reviews. There's tools to do that, like Copilot or what is it called? I forgot what it's called. I can link it. If you're interested, there's this AI tool. Let me know in the comments. So that basically, Truplex, I think it's called. Truplex Copilot, I think, for Amazon, where you put the Amazon link and it gives you all the breakdown and information on the reviews. So what are the desires? What are people talking about? The positive things, the negative things, and it gives you very good information on the angles that you can approach. So this is the first stage. Then finding the creators is a really, really important stage. Let me start over here. You can find creators in many different ways, from Twitter, from Facebook groups, UGC platforms. You can buy lists. Typically how people that work with me leverage UGC is that they either work with us, which we already have our own pre-built list, or they just join my community and they have like 500 UGC people that we've worked with before, and they just get access to that. So they get their way into a list without buying it, or you can just literally do it manually like we typically do it. So we go manually into Facebook groups, we get people reach out to us and qualify them, and we add them to a sheet. So this is the best way to do it. Why do we need to find creators? Well, creators are going to be the foundation of this entire UGC scaling strategy. If we don't have content from other people promoting a product, then it's going to be really, really hard to scale. So with this being said, this is exactly the process. You hire a $3 virtual assistant, $3 to $4 to $5 cheap. It's cheap labor. It's like a cheap income scale. It's not like a high income scale. So these people literally need to go into Facebook groups, Twitters, whatever, and scrape all the content, add it to the sheet, contact them, establish a collaboration, establish a rate, ship the product, and then the creator receives the product itself. And then you receive the UGC video, typically 5 to 14 days later, depending on how busy they are. And so your sheet should look exactly like this: location, age, gender, ethnicity, skin type, hair type, body type, so that you can, pets, kids, right? All these things. We have extra columns because we have a bunch of other clients, but make it personalized for you. Once you automate this process, and it's really, really important to automate this process, because if you don't automate it, you will spend all your time finding creators without working on the things that actually matter moving forward, which is putting the pieces together. So this should be a process that is automated and that always provides you with a full pipeline of creators to work with. Let me show you. This is on the sheet that we have, the command center. We have a UGC tracking sheet, which we use to put all of these people that are creators that we work with, right? Once again, there's other people, as you can see, that are stealing this. Take yours as well if you want. There's a link down below. Just click it and it will give it to you, and just create your own copy. And we use a sheet like we call the UGC tracker, where we put all of their social medias here, their pricing, their previous work, so that we can qualify them, their email, their location, and all that stuff. So everything is in one place. And this is the starting process to make, to this scaling process, right? Once again, if people bail you, and they will, because they're humans and human beings, they have birthdays, they make babies, they have weddings, they're busy here and there, they have other clients. And so you need a full pipeline of people that you can rely on and people that you can back up from, right? So this is the first process. This next process is the gathering B-rolls. Gathering B-rolls is by far the most profitable thing that you can do, and how they are also scaling Petco Lab, whatever they're called, Pet Lab Co. And so we're providing a script, or you see like these, we typically provide like 20 to 30 page documents. You don't have to do it that in depth, but that's what we do for our clients, where we provide like scenes, B-roll scenes, and explain them. So B-roll number 2, you crying on the bathroom floor with your makeup on, right? Or another B-roll scene is camera afar, you're laying in a messy bed, you're happy, you're sad, you get the point. And so essentially what we're trying to do is that we're giving these frameworks to the creators. You just need a document. You put some screenshots on things that they can see, pieces of content that they can kind of understand what you're trying to convey to them. So B-roll 1 would be somebody crying. You do a screenshot of maybe another company using a product crying, and so they understand, the creator understands what they need to reproduce, right? If they don't know what they need to reproduce, how the heck are they going to provide content for you? So you provide this B-roll kind of example folder, and then you tell them to do these B-roll folders. Very, very simple. So I consider, like, I really advise you to partner with like 3 to 5 creators, have a bunch of B-rolls, and those 3 to 5 creators will last you for a long time. Trust me, because typically the cost is like $150, $200 for like 15, 20, sometimes even 25 pieces of B-rolls. And these are raw videos, by the way. They're raw videos. So the only way to make this work is to actually have editors that put these pieces together. So keep that in mind. If you want this strategy to work, and you want to scale like they're doing, where they're putting pieces of the puzzle together, you need editors and script writers. You can't just do it alone, okay? I mean, you can to start off with, but if you want to launch 300 ads a month, you can't really do it. You need a team. So this being said, this is how you do it. UGC people, they give you the B-rolls, you put everything into a B-roll folder. Next step is choosing the marketing angle that you want to target. Let's just say the marketing angle is like moms that are 40 years old or 30-year-olds that have dogs with bad or dark teeth, or like, smelly breaths. That's the angle. Does your dog have a smelly breath? Cool. We create a script with it with AI. We use 11 Labs. 11 Labs is a great one where it's like a text to speech. So I can do a text. It's going to transform it into a speech and you can choose your own creator. Okay. And then we have multiple variations, meaning that one can be a different hook, hook 2, hook 3, or different variations of the same AI script. Next, we give these 3 things to the video editors so that they can put everything together. We need a video editor, an AI script, and B-rolls. And also I would add example video to reproduce. If the editor has these 3 things, AI script, B-rolls, so that they can add them together, like in this example, like different B-rolls with the same script, and an example of what we want them to reproduce, they have everything they need to do a lot and keep working 8 hours a day, whatever, and keep pumping in UGC ads. And that's what you need. And so what's going to end up happening is that they're going to create multiple variations of videos with different scripts and different B-roll scenes, so that you can create and launch many different ads. This is by far the best way to scale horizontally and vertically. Like, this is by far the best way to do it. I've done it for all of my clients. This is by far our also unique value proposition. We're very organized and structured to scale a lot of creatives because we're leveraging the strategy. Okay. Next thing, you need to understand that you cannot spend all of your time, 100% of your time, just doing random creative. You need a process that analyzes creative, because if you don't have a process that analyzes creative, you're just putting 1,000 B-rolls, 1,000 B-rolls and scripts and videos together, hoping that something sticks and scales, which is by far the worst way to actually make something work in the first place. So what you can do, there's 2 things. Option 1, you can use Advertorial, which is basically the tool that I just showed you. It has a section, if you upgrade, and if you upgrade and kind of sign up as a brand, is that you can connect the ad account, your Meta ad account, your TikTok ad account, whatever ad account, to Advertorial, and it will analyze your creatives and give you a breakdown on what is working, what angles are working, what's giving you the most profitable results by ads, by creatives, by images, by videos, by hooks, by copies. Essentially what you saw over here, this section over here, is just going to be done for your brand, so you know exactly what's working. And this is like a genius. It's working very well. This is option 1. Option 2, you can also just get my sheet over here, because it does have this section as well. It's kind of recreated for our own purpose, right? And so each ad set that we launch is kind of like, it's a bit different than Archer. Archer is like more information. We obviously cannot reproduce to that level, but we do something that is really, really helpful for us, and it's a bit more old school practical. Every single ad set that we launch on the ad account goes over here, and we track everything: the creative concept that we used, the marketing angles that we used, the avatar customer that we were promoting to, the hook, the messaging, the copy link, the format, whether it was a video, an image, or creative, the status, and then we record the results. What's the ROAS, what's the CTR, what's the cost per click, and then we make final decisions and learnings, notes and learnings. This is by far the most important column, and then the next step. But this next step is crucial, and you cannot determine next steps if you don't have a systematized way to track your creatives. Okay? You're probably tired of hearing my voice, because I did speak for a long time and my voice actually hurts a little bit as well. So I'm always done here. But what ends up happening here is that once you have all these columns, you can also create your own graphical representations, as you can see over here. So, distribution of images and videos, how many tests you did in a month, what's the win rate of all your, all of your videos that you're launching on the ad account, etc. So that's the strategy. You need a tracker. Last but not least, creative iterations. Analyze previous creatives, study Archer trends, recreate what works. This is what I'm basically doing, and with the intro or the topic of this video, you need to have creative iterations. How do you come up with creative iterations? You need to study what works and just look at trends over here. Let's just say I have a pet company, a supplement company. I want to study exactly what works. Study their creative concepts. You can actually click on these creatives, and it breaks down exactly the script. You can transcribe the AI UGC script, or even if it's not AI, that you can transcribe everything. And also you can create similar scripts with this tool alone. So this is a very, very valuable tool. I highly recommend it. And this is what you need. I hope this video was valuable. I know that it did touch base on a lot of different things, but I really hope it was valuable. I talked about multiple different things. Let me know if you have any questions. But once again, we went over the funnel, we went over the landing pages and the offer, and the creative scaling process, as you can probably tell, is one of the most complex things that you can master. But when you do master it, and when you kind of create your own team, whether it's in-house, outsourced with an agency, whatever you want, as long as it gets done, then you can really get to that next 8-figure level. Like you can get to 7 figures with like maybe a couple editors, your own experience and your own time, but to get to that next level, you need a team. Okay, let me know if this video was valuable. If you want an e-commerce brand doing $50,000 to $100,000 a month, and you want an audit, a free audit, you can book a call. It's gonna probably be with me. Most likely, I'm taking the calls lately, and we can just do an audit and see if there's an opportunity to do business together if we have slots open. Okay, that's it for this video, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.